DreamCon 2026. Now, I know we are about a year away, but I figured I'd make a video series kind of talking about, some tips and things to look out for if you're a first-time con goer. You saw like the videos and TikToks of the DreamCon this past year, and you were thinking like, man, like I should have went. So me and my friends went for the first time this past June, and we're gonna go again next year. So I figured, hey, let me make a little video series to help folks out and pass along some useful information. It'll also be a way for me to also keep track of things as like they're coming about. But so here are 5 tips that you should be thinking of around this time. Here we are approaching September for DreamCon 2026, which is scheduled for July 10th through 12th of 2026. So yeah, the first tip is going to be to follow all socials. Specifically, I think Instagram would be the best to follow because they upload updates pretty often. They update like their stories with like useful information, and I think that's just the best thing to follow. I'm not sure about like the Twitters and everything like that. I'm sure like those are good too. But if you check Instagram now, you'll see that they recently posted about badge information coming out in September. And so that's pretty big because like these things sell out. Certain badges, you have the 3-day, 2-day, things like that. So you want to kind of be on top of that. And then also you get the hotel information. So that leads me to tip number 2, which is to decide if you're going to go solo or if you're going to go with a group. Now, there's not really any downsides to like either one. Both has like their benefits. If you go solo, don't worry about going alone. Even if you're a first-time con goer, everyone's there is like pretty friendly. We're all there for the same reason, to either cosplay or like share common interests. If you're into anime or Marvel or like whatever it is, like movies, you'll find something there. There's something there for everybody. And if you're shy about going by yourself, just like say hey to someone, and it's very easy to like spark up conversations about just like random topics while you're there. And of course, if you go as a group, that's also really cool because maybe you guys can coordinate. You have somebody like to hang out with, like in between events. Maybe you can coordinate, cosplays if that's what you want to do or something like that. But so figure out if you're going solo or if you're going with the group. And that leads me to tip number 3, which is to begin looking pretty early for your living arrangements. If you're going to do a hotel or maybe find like an Airbnb in the area, I definitely say the closer you are to the convention, the better, because one, if you need to like go back and forth, like if you're buying stuff, you want to go back and drop it off. It's easier if it's around the corner versus like having to drive in Houston traffic to get like way across town. That time really adds up, and you want to spend as much time like in the area as possible. I say also you would want to start looking into that now because DreamCon has certain partner hotels, but I can guarantee you those will all sell out. Now, I was able to find like an Airbnb that's like somewhat in the vicinity. So maybe like a 5 to 10 minute walk. And if you're cosplaying, that also really comes in handy because you do not want to be walking very, very far in cosplay because that stuff is hot, depending on what you're wearing. And then also, you don't really want to be in a car with that stuff on too. So the closer you can get, the better. Definitely check out the host hotels. And if you're comfortable with Airbnbs, look into those too. So that brings me to tip number 4, which is to decide if you want to cosplay or not. I know folks who haven't done cosplay before can be kind of apprehensive because they think like, oh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know if like I'm really like into that or anything. But many of the people who went to DreamCon this past year who didn't cosplay, one of the common comments that I got was, I'm dressing up next year. I wish I woulda. So even if you're like a bit apprehensive, but you're thinking about it, I'd say at least do one day, right? Think about a character that you like, that you can pull off. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. You can like literally go on Amazon and find something, throw it together and, dress up one day, right? This is your first time, knock it out. You can kind of be a bit more including everything. You can take like the group photos and stuff. And I guarantee you'll have more fun if you just dive all the way in. But so like for next time, you can do a bit more. So yeah, that was tip number 4, deciding if you want to cosplay or not. And you can kind of combine tip 4 and 5 together But the fifth one is going to be to start researching what it is that you want to do as far as cosplaying, if that's what you would like to do. There are some pretty cool websites that you can get like sort of like cheap but like decently made cosplays together. I'll put them in the description down below. And they stay up to date with like the latest Marvel movies or like TV shows, anime shows, things like that. But the reason why I say that you want to start looking now and like thinking about it now is because some places need you to send in dimensions, and you want to have time to get the stuff made, sent to you, try it on. If anything needs to be changed, send it back, just like tinker a little bit here and there. Granted, you don't have to go and buy a cosplay right now. You have time, but you want to at least start brainstorming on, okay, what am I going to do? Look at YouTube videos, other TikToks to see, hey, how do I pull this off? Like, I see that guy that did that, or that girl that did this. Maybe I can like tweak it a little bit to make it my own. But yeah, so that's 5 tips. Things you should be thinking about if you would like to go to DreamCon in 2026. Let me know if this video was helpful. If there's anything that you would like to know, any questions, drop them down below. I'll keep making these periodic videos regardless, because I'm sure it'll help somebody. But yeah, thanks. Until next time, have a good one.